There are some things that are bigger than cricket, and I want to ask you about the tsunami. The tsunami in 2004 hit many places, but it also hit your hometown. Tell us about first hearing about that.
That time I was in New Zealand. We were playing a Boxing Day one-day match against New Zealand. So we finished the match because we are 7 hours ahead in New Zealand. So we finished early, 4:30, 5 o'clock, and that time Sri Lanka about 10 o'clock, 10:15. So then when we tried to go to the hotel, the manager said some kind of earthquake in Sri Lanka. So he mentioned about down south. Then I got a bit upset and I tried to call my home. I couldn't get through. Then I realized something going on there. So finally I tried to call my wife and my children. Then they are okay, but then I managed to talk to my father and my brother, and that time my mother is missing. So they've been trying to locate her for a few hours, but they couldn't. So finally, and she got caught to that water in the first one when they got hit, and she was doing Sunday marketing just in front of the beach. So she had got caught and she was dragging to the water to the river, and one of the guy had jumped and taken her out from the water, and she got a lot of injuries. So I was in New Zealand, so I think that's a terrible thing to hear when you are away.
I heard, and it may not be true, you may know, I was in Sri Lanka at the time, and I heard that your mother had called out, "Help me, I'm Jayasuriya's mother."
Yes, she has said, because she was just drowning her, and she had said somebody that, because they couldn't recognize with that water is something different color, and her clothes, everything has gone away, but she was without any clothing. So people difficult to recognize her that time. So that is why she had mentioned my name to that person, because nobody wants to jump to the water, and because everybody's scared. So that is why she was a bit lucky.
That must be one moment when you must be enormously grateful of the name that you have among people in Sri Lanka.
Yeah, I think I'll be very lucky for that. Without cricket, I'm not in this position. Nobody knows. I would have been my hometown, doing small job and living in that place. But I achieved something, and my hometown people love that the way I have been come to that position. So my parents are very happy, and mother was happy to say my name for that time.
Sri Lanka, of course, is a divided country. It has a civil war that really is causing so much pain and suffering within Sri Lanka. How much do you think cricket is important deeply to the soul of the people of Sri Lanka?
Yeah,
on both sides of it.
Yeah, that's unfortunate thing. We have a civil war going on at the moment. So I hope whenever we play cricket, they all one country. They all want to win Sri Lanka. So that is the good thing about sports in Sri Lanka. Even though we have that a small conflict, but when we come to cricket, they forget everything and they support. So I hope most of even we got some Tamils who are playing for Sri Lanka. Even the world highest wicket taker is Muralidharan. So he's a Tamil. So we don't have any problems. So I think Sri Lankans, the Sinhalese people, always want to be together, and a part of we love to get those guys in part of our team.
You mentioned Muralidharan, the greatest bowler in terms of wickets the world has ever seen, and currently the world's top-ranked bowler. You've had, out of Sri Lanka, other key players. Why is it, do you think, that Sri Lanka has been able to unearth this wealth of extraordinary talent down through the years?
The way we play in the streets all over Sri Lanka, that's natural talent, the born with the talent. So only thing is we have to find those talents. The administrators have to put right people on the right areas, and we got now district levels coaches and go to those areas and look for talent. We have talent. That's come from with their born talent.
You mentioned family, your wife Sandra, your 3 children. Tell us how you met.
I met her on a flight coming back from Madras once. She works for Sri Lankan Airlines for 8 years. So that's how I met her, and couldn't talk to her for a long, 1 year. I was trying to locate but couldn't locate her.
So you spent a year trying to find her after meeting her on a plane.
So finally I met her through a friend. So managed to talk to her.
And then was it all systems go after that, or yeah, I suppose you still had to convince her?
Yeah, it's not easy because nobody wants to get married to a cricketer who are busy so much and travel so much, because it's tough life. It's not easy. But I convinced her somehow or other.
I understand her parents were hard to convince. Her father wasn't convinced.
You know everything before you came here. Her father was, it's tough. It's very difficult. He also knows how cricketer's life is, and I think she took that challenge. And she has been happy, and we were blessed with 3 children, 2 girls and a boy, and we are happy.
And at the end of your cricket, and it's got to end sometime.
Yeah.
I know you're 39 and you're still going, but there's
Yeah.
going to come a time, maybe in your 60s, at the end of your cricket, how will you feel about that? What will you look back on?
I'm look back and see what I did for my country, and if you can happy for that, I'm very happy. And people in Sri Lanka is happy, I'm very happy. They know, I know that I did something for country, and I in a way entertaining the people of Sri Lanka. If the people are happy, I'm very happy.
Thank you.
Thank you. Nice meeting you.
Talk Asia, in association with Nikon.
They say that beauty is in the eye of the beholder, because each of us sees the world in very different ways.